So now we have one of the tenants here of the studio, which is Joseph from Monarc Media Labs.
That's right.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So how is it to be a part of the studio?
I was here pretty much from the start as an invitation of the University of New South Wales, because I was working with one of the associates.
Yes.
And so we, so I've been here from day one, and it's been a great space to kind of get to know other people, be on the pulse of the startup community here in Sydney.
What's the difference between working for your own or some office or here in the community?
So obviously the opportunity to participate in the events that they organise, being close to different companies that you can work with. So, you know, when you have a skills shortage or you need something done, somebody can help you out, or you can contract with other people. So just being part of that community is really quite nice.
Can you tell me in one sentence what your startup does?
We currently focus on acoustic health for orchestral musicians. You're playing your violin, and behind you is a trumpet player, and he's playing at you, and so the volume of that trumpet is damaging your hearing.
Now I understand.
Okay, and so it's all about, so we can get a real-time map of the sound pressure in the pit. And so the orchestra manager
for every
single performer,
And there have been damages for the hearing for several players of an orchestra.
That's correct. That's right. So currently it's expensive for orchestras to then pay someone to come in and measure the sound pressure level regularly, because they have to do it now every performance. How do you call this? Sound pressure level meter. That's correct. Exactly. And so our system integrates into the existing music stand, and so it does not add any extra complexity to their setup, and it gives them immediate feedback instead of currently they get a feedback a week later. Oh, it was too loud for you a week ago, and so now
you measure right when they're starting to play.
As they play for the entire performance, we monitor however long they're playing. That's how we monitor.
And you have some microphones in the opera.
It's all built into the music stand. So yes, there are sound pressure level meters.
That's it.
They're built
and you sell this to opera houses.
That's correct. Yeah.
These are your customers.
Yeah, that's correct.
And because they have to make sure about the health of their
employees. Yeah, that's all contractors.
I see. That's correct. That's a smart idea.
So it's a really interesting thing. We're also now looking at portable measurement units that they can wear, like a pair of glasses. They wear it just near their ears, and it actually measures their sound pressure exposure directly at their ears.
And what do you do if you find out? So I play the trumpet and you something else, and I have a lot of noise in your ears. And do you act immediately and say, "Oh, Andre, you have to step back a little bit, and you have to move forward"?
That's right. That's the difference between our system and what's currently available. Is we have real-time feedback. Live feedback. Yeah. So the manager actually has an iPad, and they can see, okay, that person's being exposed. It highlights an alert and says you need to do something, and so then they can go in. Sometimes they put baffles. So they'll put a Perspex baffle up so that then that protects the hearing of the person in front. Or sometimes they can just move them slightly a different angle, and so they're facing a different direction. Then if that fails, our system also provides a live headphone mix. So if they need to, they can wear hearing protection to protect their ears, but they still get a live mix of all the microphones, so they can hear the performance.
And they're doing this in the testing before the audience comes
Rehearsals, exactly.
And so when the audience is there and they have everything set up, then they know that this is the right...
They're safe, exactly. That's correct,
Okay. I see. Did you come from this field? Did you play in an...
I didn't, but one of my product manager who pitched the idea to me, basically we then worked together to determine whether or not we could create this as a product for the new company.
I see. And with this, you have healthier players in an orchestra.
Exactly, that's right. So it's a good project in terms of it's protecting the hearing of people, but also it's commercially saves the orchestra a lot of money potentially down the track and it also protects the health of the people.
It's amazing that where you can have ideas to improve something.
Absolutely,
so many fields I've never thought of, right? I just go walk by the Sydney Opera House and think, yeah, it's a nice opera.
Yeah, that's it. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you need to be aware of.
Wow. I only thought that if you go to these techno clubs or something that is bad for your hearing.
That's right. Yeah, you need the earplugs.
I didn't expect that even if you play in an orchestra that can be bad for your
That's
hearing.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Organize the orchestra of the position and with some protection beside the players without having a loss of the quality for the audience.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah.
And you monitor that as well. That it sounds the same or even better or whatever for me.
It should sound the same. That's right.
Sitting in the audience.
Yeah.
There is no loss of quality.
Exactly.
In enjoying that music.
That's the correct. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the game.
Yeah, that's tricky.
Yeah.
And how many co-founders are you?
So basically, we were funded from a large audio manufacturer in China. And we have basically a core team of five of us, but then we have contractors and staff up to, I think we're up to 15 now. So we're growing quite quickly.
So you have 5 co-founders?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a really big team.
Yeah, because we have, we came in rather than just being developing technology. We have sales, marketing, we have all the key
So you have the key players on board?
Yes,
exactly. In the team of the co-founders?
Yes. We were actually approached by the manufacturer to in fact set up the team, so it's a little bit of a different startup.
Okay. And they give you advice to hire this and that and to put this in the co-founders team.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the other way around. They basically came to us and said, we want someone to develop new products for us to manufacture. What do you need in terms of what's your ideal team? And it was kind of a dream for us, because it was the ability for us to put together the team of all the people that I've worked with, most of the people in the past. So
you knew
getting the band back together.
That was my next question. You knew the people before.
Exactly.
It was not like you didn't know and they said, this is Tony, this is Jenny, whatever, and have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the share structure about?
It's a little different to a normal startup again. So we're in fact completely owned by the Chinese manufacturer, and so we're part of the team, and we have a bonus structure for products that we sell and manufacture. So
the manufacturer have 100% of the shares.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
And
so it's not a traditional startup.
You are employees.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
So you get a salary, or
so we get a salary plus, but then we also get a bonus on sales volume, that whatever income.
And you don't have any shares.
No. Yeah.
Do you think
it's very unusual?
Yeah. Because I think people are more driven if they have shares.
It depends. I've been through the gamut of everything from starting up with shares and selling the company, and in fact, we're all actually pretty excited about this. It kind of has taken a lot of the stress and the risk away, but given us a really interesting environment which is startup-like, in which to create new products. So it's I'm hoping it's the best of both worlds, but we'll see. I mean, it's an experiment, so we'll see how things go. Yeah.
Would you recommend people to go here to the studio with their startup?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think it's a really good place to start. It's cost effective when you only have 1 or 2 desks, and the overhead of getting an office and that kind of thing is quite prohibitive. So we found it really useful because we basically were here incubating with different ideas, and then this is one of the opportunities that kind of came up as we went on through last year.
Yeah. What was the most or the best outcome from the studio since you're here?
Look, I think it's funny. There are a couple probably. The most important for us was the central location. So being in the middle of the city, easy for everybody to get to, and having that collaborative environment in terms of other companies that we get to know and can work with. That's probably the most important thing in terms of us. And also, I think some of the initiatives that the studio presents, putting us in touch with people from various government departments and other initiatives and schemes that are available to us that we kind of either wouldn't have known about, or you'd have to do a lot of research and spend a lot of time trying to figure it out. So they present things to you that you don't normally see, and I think that's really helpful too.
Yeah. So you would stay here instead of getting an own office?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to make that choice soon. If our next round of funding is, we're looking at expanding and doing more projects, and so we may need to hire another 5 staff. We've actually got a private room in the back, and so if we won't be able to fit in there, so it's going to be a question of, do we stay here and spread into the shared space, or do we find another office? And so we're not sure yet.
Okay, then let's have a quick tour in your office. I have this on. So guys, let's check out the studio.